Stardom 101. Stardom 101. Stardom 101.
Stardom 101.
It's the Stardom 101 Magazine Podcast. Shining light on today's tastemakers
and innovators.
Kicking it with your host, Christopher Boykin. It's the Stardom 101 Magazine Podcast.
It's Stardom 101 Magazine Podcast here back on iHeartRadio. Thank you guys once again for tuning into this platform where we teach it. We always elevate and we showcase and highlight prominent talent all across the globe. And today, when I say all across the globe, we got a fantastic conversation with you. My guest today is no other than Young Poku, who is in the building. What's up, brother? How you feeling, man?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
Splendid.
I'm honored to be here.
Yes. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, this is a good episode because it's going to break some barriers, and this is conversations that need to be had. So I'm very excited about this.
Absolutely.
You, my friend, you're working on multiple projects. We're going to go through those things as well. But on this episode, you have a talk show, right? I want to talk with the talk show for Afrobeats Unscripted. Can you let us know what that platform, that talk show is about?
Yes, so Afrobeats Unscripted is a tri-state based Afrobeats talk show dedicated to really just using the platform to spotlighting the next generation greats of the African diaspora. And basically, we're educating the diaspora on current events, trends, issues within our basic, day-to-day college and culture, basically. Along with that, we push the new wave and upcoming talents of the Afrobeats genre. We showcase Black excellence and really just a lot of entrepreneurs and, people on the rise as well. So that was, basically Afrobeats Unscripted.
Nice.
Yeah.
And do you do that show or that platform with any other people, co-hosts, anybody you guest star?
Yes. So, I have 3 co-hosts that I did Afrobeats Unscripted with. Auntie Eugenia on Instagram, at Auntie Eugenia, at New Mahogany, and at Ankama Jr. on Instagram as well. Those were my 3 co-hosts, and they were phenomenal. We had a phenomenal just recent season, actually.
Nice. Now, how often do you guys produce your platform? Like, do you do shows weekly? What's the schedule like so the fans can make sure we tap in?
So the show basically was streaming actually every Monday. I usually, or every month, at least once a month, but on Mondays. And recently we just actually ended the show. So the show is no more streaming, actually. We're going on to a new season. We're going on to new projects as well, personally, which we will get into.
Yes.
But yeah, like the show was great. Actually, it was a great run. We had 5 episodes for season 1. At the moment, we don't know just yet if we will, bring it back. But everybody else is doing their own thing. Taking care of different projects. Life also happens.
Of course, yeah.
We all know that. So, but overall, it's been great. We're really just praying that going into this, in this new year of 2024, we really just excel on new levels, doing different things. So, yeah.
Nice. So it's like a launch, literally a launch, a benchmark. Into something great. Everybody can get their starting point from it. That's the great part about creating. You never know what the trajectory may be. So that's fantastic that you guys wrapped up a successful season. And like I said, who knows what the next will be. So I think that's fantastic. Another topic that I wanted to talk to you about, which is so big right now, and especially the music genre and then the culture period, is the influence on Afro beats and Afro music and the culture really in the U.S. Can you tell me, from your opinion, on do you believe this is a trend? Do you think it's here to stay? Do you think it's one of those things that is going to come and go? Like, what from your perspective and from your background, your culture, what do you think is going to be the trajectory of this influence in the U.S. right now? Because it's basically international. You know, that's the thing right now. So I'm curious to see what your take is. I say, let me ask him that.
So, amazing question, actually. And, you know, it's fantastic, actually, that we're talking about this because, you know, we've also just came off of Grammy Week.
There you go.
You know, the new African category that they have given us.
Yes.
Phenomenal.
Yes.
The thing is, honestly, I really do feel like, you know, Afrobeats can be seen as a trend, but I am telling you and I'm telling everybody else right now that it is not a trend. We are definitely here to stay.
Yes.
I myself, I am Ghanaian, West African. My parents, that's where my parents were born and raised, and I'm first generation. Afrobeats is really what we grew up on. Afrobeats has always been there, and it's always derived of, you know, culture and literally bringing the sounds of the continent to the rest of the world. And finally, we've been able to really do that and branch out. However, I do think that Afrobeat artists of today really should keep the genre not so Americanized because it takes away from the flavor of the actual, you know, genre. And I feel like lately we've been trying to modify it, Americanize it. I love Afrofusion, you know, which is what Burna Boy does a lot of. But sometimes I do feel like, okay, like let's not take away the culture for real, you know. So I can't stress enough about that. But Afrobeats is worldwide now. Afrobeats is on the front stage, and we are ready to just, you know, fly even higher, and it's here to stay. It's here to stay, absolutely.
And I'm even seeing it, and I'm so happy you clarified that because U.S. is known for let's be honest, diluting things.
Absolutely. Every time,
right? They always put what they want in it, and the next thing you know, it loses its originality, it loses its form, and then we're converting. And it's like, no, this is pure. That's why we love it so much. Even in film, I'm seeing it in film, Netflix, everywhere, Hulu, everywhere. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. This is what we need. So I think you hit it right on the head. Let's please protect it. Because it is definitely here to stay. I believe it's here to stay, and it's definitely necessary. So thank you for clarifying that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Let's talk about some social economic issues within the African politics. What is you witnessing from the political arena?
Well, you know, there's a lot. Honestly, there's a whole lot of things currently going on right now in Africa that, you know, it's really heartbreaking to see. And honestly, I am just itching to talk about it on my new and upcoming talk show. Personally, that will be coming up. Africa now is bleeding. It's truly bleeding and is going through a crisis. You know, we talk about obviously Israel and you know, the Palestinians and everything that has been going on there, which is understandable and it's heartbreaking, but we tend to really just pick and choose what we want to really talk about in today's society. Like, I genuinely do feel like Africa right now is crying for help. We are really bleeding. Our leaders are literally selling they're selling their own people to, you know, the Western world. And right now the Western world has really, they've taken advantage of that, and they're really trying to step forward and really take away our resources. I mean, they're continuing to feed off of us. I mean, they've been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
Christopher, if I can actually ask you, where are you actually from? Like, where is your you know, where's your background?
Well, my background, from what I'm told, like I said, is African American, and originally my people is, I was told Guyanese, because I did a little of my history a little bit, and I have Trinidadian roots. So I was like, that's interesting.
Amazing. No, that's actually amazing.
So I was like, really? Wow. You know, so I did a little research, but as you dig deeper, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, you know, your eyes open. But yes, that to my knowledge, once again, that's what I've stumbled upon.
Oh wow, absolutely. And I love that. Actually, I love that you know where you are from. And my reason for asking that is honestly because I really do feel like it's important as a diaspora that we all know where we're from, whether we're, you know, African American, or Caribbean. As long as you are dark in skin, you are definitely from the motherland. You are definitely from, you know, the continent. It's very important for everybody to know that. And right now, I just feel like Africa needs the diaspora's help. They need our help, the people abroad, because, for example, Congo, they're literally being killed by their own people.
Oh, you know, goodness.
You have like war groups inside the country that are being funded by Western powers, and they're constantly like just killing off citizens every day, children every day, and it's absolutely sad. I don't know if you've seen, but recently the African Cup of Nations, the soccer tournament, recently just actually finished, and Congo made it to the semifinals. I believe it was the quarter semifinals, and they were able to bring attention to. They made a gesture during their anthem, their national anthem, and they were actually able to bring attention to what was going on in their country. And honestly, it's just so sad to see that. These things are going on, but out here in the Western world, in the U.S., no one's talking about it.
Nobody's talking about it.
But why do you think that is happening? They're not talking about it because they are the ones also behind it. I mean, these are some strong accusations.
Of course, yeah.
And these are some strong, statements. But I truly do believe that they do have a hand in this. You know what I mean? Obviously, Africa is stubborn. We've been trying to actually, tear ourselves away from Western powers. But guess what? You know what I mean? Like we're still fighting, and they hate it. They want us to just continue to be in bondage. And honestly, I think Africa will fight. But right now we're bleeding, and they need our help. They need our help bad. So that's my stance right now on social economics and in Africa. And it's crazy. It's crazy.
Great segue to my next question. Young, how can we make change? What is the impact that we need on this side of the continent to impact change? What are some opportunities and things you think that we can do to create more awareness?
I believe the best thing to do, honestly, is to really just sit down, right? Simply sit down, think, take a second to think, and do also research on the things that are going on abroad. And along with that, finding an issue, and with that issue, making that issue really bother you, and then find a solution. Find what you're good at. Find how you can actually impact the continent or your native country from back home, and literally try to make a change, whether it's within tech, whether it's within the medical field, whether it's within engineering, all these different things that we may be good at, we may be talented in. We're in a land of opportunities, and we're in a land of resources such as the United States, and we're blessed to be here indeed. But at the same time, that's really the thing, though. They make you feel like where you're from, you know what I mean, you can never make a living off of that. So you come here, you try to gain all the opportunities, you try to really just fit in, gain all the knowledge you can, and then stay here. That's not the answer. You have to go back, and you have to add to your country. You have to go back, you have to step into your power. Stepping into your power is very, very important back home, because there are so many people. There are so many people that need our help. And when you just allow yourself to step into your calling, you don't know how many people you're going to impact. You don't know how many people you're truly going to really save. You know what I mean? You're going to save so many lives. And one thing I can say is so many people have denied their calling and their power. And it's caused a lot of people's lives. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now in Africa as well. Destiny, you know what I mean? Destiny changes. It's people not stepping into their power, and it's power being put into the wrong hands. And this is what we get.
This is what we get.
So the people that aren't supposed to be where they're, where they are right now are the ones that are in power, basically, and they're doing a horrible job. And the people that are supposed to be there are denying their calling. So it's causing everyone their lives. So this is really what we're seeing. And that's really my message, I would say, to the people on this side and people in the US, is that step into your power. You know what I mean? The continent needs you, the people need you. And it's like it's a cry for help right now. Everyone's crying for help. It's really up to us. We have the resources here. We have the knowledge. We have the opportunities, the connections. We need to use that to the best of our ability. And if we can really just stick as one and not let, obviously the, high other Western powers put us against each other, then we could see some really significant change. But this is really what it is, so.
Understood. Wow. Be intentional with your purpose and your power. That's what I gather from being very intentional. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Don't forget. Wow. You speak on, and that's one thing I love about you, and I was reading about you, is you discuss ways on how significant and important it is to get closer to Christ. And I was like, I got to talk to him about this. And how to seek him efficiently, because a lot of people forget that element as well. There's a lot of people who are unbalanced. There's a lot of people out here who are just lost in this world. And obviously, you are a believer in Christ. So what does that mean to you? Why is that significant? And discussing the ways and getting closer to Christ.
I truly believe being a believer in Christ is honestly the foundation to everything you do. It's really a foundation. I know that may sound cliche, but it really is, though. It's the foundation. It's truly the foundation to everything you do, because I feel like without Christ in your life, without God supporting you and backing what he wants you to do, what you're doing or what you want to achieve, there's no fulfillment necessarily. You can go through life, you can achieve so many things. You may have all the money, you may have all the clothes, the everything, but it's like, where's the fulfillment? You know what I mean? Have you really done and have you really accomplished or achieved what God has really sent you here to do on this earth? It's really that important. And I feel like at the end of the day, we will meet our maker, and he will ask us if we used what he gave us.
Absolutely.
And I feel like it's very important that we keep this in the back of our minds, and we shouldn't be ignorant to these things, because this world is truly in a very, very crazy place. It gets worse day by day, actually. So it's like I truly do pray for this generation, our generation, because there's so many, I feel like so many agendas being pushed, but there's also a revival happening. So that's where God is really working. And I truly believe that also where there's evil, there's also light. Where there's darkness, there's also going to be light eventually. So that's just my thing. I truly just think God should always be everyone's foundation. No matter whether you are a true believer or you're not, just try Jesus. Jesus, give him a shot.
Yes.
You'll truly see how much he changes your life and how much he really turns things around for you. You get that much more clarity. You feel that much more at peace. You feel that much more directed in your purpose, more intentional, confident in your purpose. And that's exactly how it needs to be. You know what I mean? Like I said before, you save that many people. Once you step into your calling, you don't know how many people you will save.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, just that message. That's crazy. You mentioned that. That's exactly where I'm going, is using my platform to create a Christian-based media conglomerate. I'm converting Stardom literally to faith-based Christian, and I'm going to start my mission this year, because I believe it is an agenda. Poku, it is an agenda. It is very aggressive, but like you see it too. There are the believers out here. There are the righteous out here. We are children of God, and we have a mission here, and we have an assignment. And once you start to realize that assignment, oh my goodness, here comes the trumpets.
Yep.
and I see it. So I'm so happy when I seen that. I was like, oh yes, I got one. You can talk about Jesus. Thank you.
Finally.
My goodness. So, I get these other episodes and they're like, huh? Who? I'm like, oh my God. No. Okay.
when you bring up Jesus, when you bring up Christ.
Yes. When I bring up, they panic. Yes. They get frustrated. they get bothered. They switch. I'm like, oh my goodness. This is an issue. This is a problem. We need this. Humanity is suffering right before our eyes.
Yeah.
This generation is lost. They're lost. Their souls to be saved. So if I can do anything, anytime, any moment, about preaching the gospel, preaching the word, preaching Jesus Christ, that needs to be spread more and more. And so thank you for sharing that. That was perfect. That was a perfect segue. Thank you, brother, so much for
absolutely that. I honestly I love where this conversation went, honestly.
Yeah.
It's fulfilling.
It's refreshing. Yes. It's like, yes.
And I've always said too that, whatever platform I go on to speak on who I am and what I do, I cannot speak on who I am without speaking about Jesus Christ, because he's truly the backing behind everything I do. That's like number one for sure. So it's like, as hard as it is sometimes, to keep humble. You know what I mean? Because it hits you. Everything hits you. It's always good. I always remind myself, look, it's not me, and that's what keeps me humble. That's what keeps me leveled, because I know, okay, it's not by my own power, it's not by my own might, but it's truly Christ. And I want to use my platforms to also, help others, encourage others, bring others to Christ as well, just like you are doing, Christopher. And honestly, God will bless you. God will bless you.
Absolutely.
And you're truly on the right path. Yes. Clearly.
Yes. Thank you.
God bless you for doing that.
Absolutely. And we know Black media is so important. Let's talk about Black media and how we can use Black media, your platforms, my platforms, to create more positive images, might change the narrative, put some good energy out there. Now, it's a lot of negative energy. There's a lot of wicked stuff we're seeing in television, on our radios, right before our eyes. I mean, it's amazing the stuff you see. And how can we use our platforms? So what do you think we need to do more to impact in a powerful way, in a positive way? So maybe listeners behind us, right? They want to create media platforms. How can we charge them to do the right thing?
I think it really just starts with also them seeking that mentorship. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Seeking others, doing their research on, other people and like what they've done as well. I do think Black media is 100% so important, because this world already has a narrative on who us as Black people are, who we as Black people are. And it is very much disturbing to see that they really just do think we are very much just ghetto. Like, that's like who we are. Like, I don't know. Like, I really do look at artists, for example, that have just recently come out, like Sexy Red, and I question our culture, because this is not who we are. This is not who I am. I don't claim this. This is like, I really don't. And it could be tantalizing to a lot of people's eyes and stuff like that, but it's truly gross, because we're continuing to pervert young Black minds as well. And you see how the cycle continues, where young Black minds are getting perverted and destroyed so little, and as they grow, it's like this is all they know. They're talking about gangbang, and they're talking about all this pornography and all these different things, and everything's just so backwards. And that's why I feel like it's so important that Black media, especially like impactful, truthful Black media and Christian-based Black media, to really push what the culture really is about, who we really are. Because obviously in the music industry, it's really, ran by higher ups that are of Caucasian, that are Caucasian, and this is what they love. They make money off of these things, you know what I mean? I don't want to sit here and have us as Black people always play victim or anything like that, but we really do put ourselves in these positions, and we're not helping the narrative, you know what I mean? So I do believe that although Black media loves to cover all these celebrities and ghetto-ness, I will say, it's very important that we also like very much push what is not good. That we need to stop certain things. We need to push like excellence more than anything. You know what I mean? I don't think Sexy Red twerking in a music video is black excellence.
No,
I really don't think. I don't see it as black excellence. I see it as honestly just ghetto-ness. Like I'm gonna keep saying
it's ratchet.
It's ratchetness, and it's
let's call it what it is. No, it's not.
It's not who we are. I mean, I mean, look, it's reality. I mean, she did grow up in the streets, you know, obviously, you know, in the hood, you know what I mean? But now it's like you have this platform. Why are you still promoting such things? I mean, you could be using it to do other stuff. You know, create other impact. You know, really just help other people. I don't know. I feel like celebrities like that, it's waste of potential. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's a waste of potential.
Yeah, and I think we put too much how can I say this, focus and attention on our leaders. Our definition of our leaders cannot be our entertainers. I'm sorry. It cannot be these athletes. I'm sorry. You know, I think we are literally idolizing the wrong people, whereas people out here in the communities, oh my goodness, people in the community who's really doing the work, who's really pushing the word, who's really trying to change the narrative. Those people need to be elevated on the magazine covers. Those people need to be spoken to on these podcast platforms. These people need to be, you know, I think that's the thing that we're seeing so more. All you got to do is freaking dance and literally gyrate somewhere, or take your clothes off, and you're going viral. What is?
No, literally.
Oh my goodness, this is it.
That's all you need to do, and it's actually sad.
It's disturbing. It really is.
There are so many people, like you said. There are so many people. Well, there's actually there's a good amount of people that are actually blessed, and they have so much potential. Like their voices need to be heard because they're actually speaking truth. They're speaking, you know, great things into this world, and they're actually creating a lot of impact. While you know, we go on the other side and we look at these mainstream, you know, celebs, black celebrities, they're not doing anything for the culture. What are they doing? They're doing nada. They're in the clubs, they're popping bottles, they're just doing the same old stuff. And I get it, you want to have fun, you want to enjoy yourself, you got the money, we understand, but there are very much more important things that need to be taken care of. And I don't think people realize that. I don't think people pay attention to that. It's like you're living your own life and you don't want to worry about anybody else. You don't want to try to make any other impact in any type of way. It's sad. It's truly sad.
It really is. I think a lot of people, this generation needs our help. I'll switch gears a little bit. I believe, like you said, we are charged, we are obligated. Just think if our forefathers didn't do what they did for us, you know what I mean? So we have a responsibility, and I just love that we're talking about this type of dialect, this type of conversation over media, because it needs to be spread. And maybe we can charge and innovate or change the minds or prick somebody's heart that's listening to this episode, because that's really what it's all about. So thank you, bro, for that. Any other projects you're working on? And I know it's early in the year, it's already February. For you, outside of your new platform that you're working on that's to become, is any other exciting news that your fans or that you want to kind of let them know, hey, stay tuned for this, stay tuned for that, maybe the midsummer, end of the year, just so they can know to keep it locked?
Yeah, so at the moment, you know, I do different college like tours, African Student Association events that I host. They have me come out to host. I will be hosting in the DMV, God willing, in April. Along with that, my biggest project up to date, that's coming up very, very soon, God willing, the Real Casa Show. The Real Casa Show is presented by me. It will be coming. Dates are still yet to be put out. When, you know, they'll be streaming on, you know, weekly, like what days. Those are all being put together as we speak. The Real Casa Show. So Real Casa means real talk in the West African language, Ghanaian language, tree. and it means casa means talk. So it is basically the real talk show.
Nice.
That's what it stands for. Season 1 will consist of you should expect 20 episodes, guys. You should expect a lot of different episodes, maybe 20 max. But the Real Casa Show is a groundbreaking talk show dedicated to providing a platform for discussing the social, economic, and political aspects of African culture and communities within the diaspora, as well as the continent itself. Hosted by myself, Young Poku. I will, be coming from a conservative view with this show. This show aims to shed light on important issues that society often overlooks or downplays. But we also will be promoting and highlighting the successes and promoting cultural pride, and challenging the mainstream narratives and bring about positive change. So that's what the Real Casa Show is really about. We will be hitting a lot of different topics, such as corruption within Africa, different things that, should be changed within our system when it comes to migration and all these different things. We will be talking about war, different things that are happening, like civil wars within countries. We'll be talking about LGBTQ, a lot of things that, have also been, it's a very controversial topic. I'm not gonna lie.
Sure.
But we will be talking about that, getting into that. And the agenda is being pushed in Africa as well with LGBTQ. So we'll be hitting stuff like that. But yeah, through this show, we seek to only tell the truth and the truth only. Yes. This show will be used as a powerful platform to raise awareness about societal realities that need urgent attention, like I just mentioned. And this will all be coming from, obviously, alternative viewpoints with evidence-based research from myself and personal experiences as well. So be ready for that. No lies, no bias, only real talk and Real Casa coming this year, 2024. So I'm excited for that, and I can't wait to bring that to you guys very soon.
Yes, sir. The one and only, the king is here.
Yes.
It's been an enlightening episode, man. Refreshing. Thank you so much, brother. I love what you're doing. Please come back as you unravel your platforms. I would love to come on your platforms as well as talk and just build, man, because I think this is awesome when we unite. We talk about things that are important. We are intentional in our conversation, and it matters the most. Young Poku, the king is here. I gave him that. The king is here. Love you, brother. You're doing great, man. You're doing great stuff. I love this, man. That's good stuff, brother.
Thank you. Absolutely. It's my pleasure. Absolutely. And it's honestly, you're doing a great job as well. Amazing, honestly. I can't wait to actually connect with you after this. We can definitely speak. But yeah.
You got it. Well, you guys heard from us. My guy, his platforms and his social media links will be in the show notes of this episode. Once again, this is another episode of Stardom Magazine on the Rise, featuring my guy, the one and only Young Poku. The king is here. Yes. Lock in with him. Once again, he's available. He's working. He's got some projects, some things that you've already heard from him out of his own mouth. And we'll be back next week with another dope episode on iHeartRadio. Thank you guys once again for tapping in. Peace.
Are you on the rise to stardom? Well, get featured in the next issue of Stardom101 Magazine and promote your business or products today. Text MAG to 804-550-8647 or visit stardom101mag.net.
You're listening to the Stardom101 Magazine Podcast with Christopher Boykin. Be sure to subscribe and download this episode, and continue to listen to Stardom on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.